गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतो गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्।
Om Shri Sai Ram. Welcome all of you to the 9th Satsang series of Satsangatve Nissangatvam. I am Sai Deepika from Karnataka State, the current participant of NLP 2022. Today we have amongst us a devotee of Swami who personifies all the aspects of Navavida Bhakti Marga. Shravanam being the first step, he is an active listener to the divine dictum of the Divine Master. When he sings the glory of the Lord in the sanctum of Sai Kulwant Hall, each and every devotee can connect to the Lord within themselves, which is Kirtanam, the second step. Followed by Smaranam, which is the third step, his contemplation in the divine name and his Parayanam sessions inspire thousands of devotees across the globe. Following the divine direction from the Lord Sai, he serves the needy in the super speciality hospital, his seva towards the Lord. To Lord's Padam, which is the fourth step. As Swami always says that Manava Seva is Madhava Seva, his brother's Archanam. Sixth step, Vandanam. At one instance, Swami had materialized Vibhuti and put it in brother's mouth and blessed that his voice will remain sweet forever. Brother is grateful for all that Swami is for him and offers his obeisance to him. Vandanam, that is the sixth step. Dasyam, serving the Lord as a humble servant. Sakhyam, he considers Swami as everything for him. Father, mother, Sakha, a friend for life. All his offerings through these 8 steps, surrendering his life to Swami, that is Atmanivedanam being the 9th step towards the Lord. Let us all be led to the saga of his journey with the Lord. Jai Sai Ram.
As butterflies buzz through the space and land itself on nectarous flower, the flower then communicates about their mother's darshan at the right hour. The Bhajans, through his voice, guide the million ears and hearts to blissfully envelop and lovingly soak in Swami's shower. His bhava through bhajans collectively offer all our hearts' yearnings at the divine lotus feet. The water around that lotus are mere tears of joy and ecstasy that unites countless heartbeat. Born to Shri N.R. Sridhar and Srimati Hema Sridhar, Shri S. Ravi Kumar along with his parents and his sister Srimati Padmasani, first came to Puttaparthi for Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba's darshan in the year 1976. 7-year-old Ravi Kumar was packed and ready for hostel life in the Sri Sathya Sai school at Ooty, following a letter which had reached their family home in Medicary, Coorg. It was our Lord's plan that Brother Ravi cleared the entrance exam and was selected to join 3rd grade. All the selected children were gathered in Swami's presence. Brother Ravi had no idea that it was going to be a defining day of his life, the day when Swami would choose him to be as his singer. From the chair, Swami looked at Brother Ravi, who was wearing a woolen skull cap to shield himself from the cold, and called out, "Hey, monkey cap!" Brother Ravi looked behind him and to his sides. Swami said, pointing to him, "I'm calling you only." The little boy stood up in his place in the Ooty Bhajan hall. "Sing a bhajan," said Swami. Taken aback at this request, he sang the first ever bhajan of his life in the divine presence.
बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला, बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला, साई नारायण रंग रंग विठ्ठला, साई नारायण रंग रंग विठ्ठला.
As much as this experience thrilled the family, the depth of their emotions having to physically part with their son was felt by our Divine Mother. The following morning, before Brother Ravi's parents' departure, Swami walked up to his mother and in Tamil answered her, "Don't worry, I shall take good care of your son." The divine assurance from the love of 1,000 mothers. Having experienced that bliss of oneness with our mother side during Brother Ravi's bhajans, only allows all our hearts to yearn for more as the bhava resonates. The bhajan all our veils into melodies. From the moment when Brother Ravi set eyes on Sai, they constantly thirst to have his darshan day and night, ever ready to empty his heart to fill dearest eyes, understanding Swami's slightest sign of his loving eyes and graceful fingers shifting just inches enough to indicate Brother Ravi the moment for. Sound heard or felt? Is silence the absence of sound or the presence of self? Does the heart sink to its beats or to the sound of breath? Voice of God is within or from elsewhere? Breath is the life of a being. Sai is the life for every being. As sunflower turn towards the sun for its life, just as the ants reach nooks and corners towards sweet. Our heart beat in unison and vision fixated toward our dearest Lord. We love you, dearest Sai. We love you. Not just merely strengthening his connection and love with Swami through his singing, Brother Ravi, through his bhava and soulful offering, takes us all nearest and dearest to Swami by effortlessly enabling us to meditate on Swami and Swami alone in his glorious forms. O Sai Bhagavan, you are the Lord of the forlorn, closest friend for your devotees. You are everything, the mother, father, preceptor, and even the kith and kin. During one of Brother Ravi's student days, he felt weak and had fallen sick. He was down with severe asthma and confined to his bed. Within minutes of his earnest thoughts to Swami and intense feeling of missing Mother Sai, Swami had come to the hostel and inquired about his health. The divine palm that enjoys every bhajan and comforts the forlorn circled to bless Brother Ravi with vibhuti in an instant. Offering every breath to Namasmarana, Ravi has won the ever blissful, never-ending company of his God, his Pranasakha. Let us all sing together the glory of Lord Sathya Sai, the one who confers happiness to all and removes misery from everyone's life, the one who is the embodiment of truth, the indweller of our hearts and the resident of Parthi.
My most loving pranams at the lovely lotus feet of our most beloved Lord Sai. Dear sisters and brothers, let me start with a bhajan. तव सेवा का अवसर दीजो सत्य साई महादेव गानामृत में भाव भी दीजो प्रेम साई भगवान प्रेम साई भगवान. In this bhajan, What are we praying to Swami for? We are asking Swami that, give us an opportunity to do your seva. And then we are saying, Swami, in our singing, let us have bhava. Let us have feeling towards you. That is what we are intensely praying to Swami for in this bhajan. But why? Why is bhava needed in singing? So in the year 2000, the college boys used to, in the prayer session, they used to have a program called Sama, in which a few of the music boys used to explain certain concepts of music to the students in the college here in the Puttaparthi campus. So that evening, Swami called this group of boys who were doing the Sama program and said, "What did you teach the boys today?" They said, "Swami, we spoke to them about music, about raga, tala, and bhava." And then Swami, the all-knowing Swami, he said, he pointed to one of the boys and said, "Okay, so you, what did you tell about singing?" Said, "Swami, I spoke about raga. Specifically, I spoke about how we should sing on Shruti. We should sing on the correct scale, on the correct notes." And Swami, so lovingly makes fun of the boys. He says, "What did you speak about Shruti? The song that you sang itself was not in Shruti." And then, this was general loving banter that was happening in the interview room. And then Swami asked, "Okay, you spoke about raga and you spoke about tala. So what did you speak about bhava?" He said, "Yes, Swami, we spoke that we should have bhava in singing." And Swami asked, "How long did you speak?" Then they said, "Swami, we spoke for 15 minutes." They thought it was a lot. And Swami said, "15 minutes about bhava? You should speak at least 1 hour about bhava." Swami made it so clear to them that you speak about raga and tala, that is all right. But when you speak about bhava, that aspect of singing, bhava, that is dearest to me. You should speak at least for 1 hour. That is what Swami was asking these boys. And then Swami went on to give the example of the great saint singer Tyagaraja, and said that Tyagaraja, when he sang to Lord Rama, he said, and I quote what Swami said. Swami said that Tyagaraja sang saying, "O mind, knowledge of music without devotion is not the right path." Yeah, this is very, very, very important for all of us. So knowledge of music without devotion is not the right path. And then Swami, in his discourses, he has told us this. He says, with devotional singing, one can get merged in the divine. That is the reason why the Lord is described as Gana Lola or Gana Priya. And so many of us, we keep thanking our stars. We keep thanking Swami that, he was the Gana Lolo and Gana Priya, because of which we have got innumerable chances to, offer something that he gave us, offer something back at his lotus feet. So he said, Swami says, that is the reason the Lord is described as Gana Lola or Gana Priya, that the lover of a song, or one who is charmed by music. And then Swami goes on to say, it will be befitting if a devotee, so I would like to highlight the word devotee. If a devotee combines the reciting of the Lord's name, as Swami has said, Namasmarana is the means to attaining him in this Kali Yuga. So if a devotee combines the reciting of the Lord's name, that is Namasmarana, with singing and praying, for what? Praying for merger with the divine. Isn't that the ultimate that all of us are looking for in this life? That Swami, we want to merge with you. Swami, this Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Swami, don't want it anymore. We want to merge with you. So Swami says, through music, when you put bhava, this is what you can pray for. This is what you must pray for. That is merger with the divine. That is the ultimate prayer that we can have. And then, the music has the ability to bring the Lord to us, as we have all heard, that wherever my name is sung, tatra tishtami narada. That is what Lord has said. I come and install myself there. He says mad bhakta. Again, no, that word which I said we have to read in bold, saying my devotee. Mad bhakta yatra gayanti. So, and how do we become his devotee? Yeah, we have to sing with love in our heart for him. But this aspect of who is a devotee, I think that is not in the purview of this session. And I'm sure all of you go through so many sessions and, listening to so many speakers about what Swami has said about who is really his devotee. And you all must be putting all of that into practice in your daily lives. So coming back to the two things that Swami had said earlier about, a devotee combines reciting, that is Namasmarana, along with prayer for merger with the divine. And Lord Narayana telling Narada, Yat Mad Bhakta Yatra Gayanti. So this aspect of Bhakta, Bhakta is someone who has bhava. And Yatra Gayanti. So that is just music. Yatra Gayanti, that part is just the music. And when you say Mad Bhakta, Swami says that you have to sing with bhava. So that is the amount of importance that Swami gave to bhava during music. And yes, I am speaking to you about music because I will basically speak to you about how music is divine and how it has helped me to maintain my communication channel with Swami. And this aspect of bhava, it is not something that you can pretend to have. You can't tell Swami that I have bhava. It should come, it should well up from the spring of the heart. It should come up from there. I have said earlier that it is a borewell. Namasmarana is like a borewell. You dig, and then the water has to come from the depths of our hearts. So bhava is something that has to come from inside. So one of our brothers who was part of this Meera Boys group, who used to sing some Meera Bhajans for Swami. So he used to sing this really wonderful uh, song of Meera ji. And दर्शन दीजो आज प्यारे दर्शन दीजो आज. And very emotional song with a lovely alap. And so once when this brother was singing this in front of Swami, and Swami was visibly very emotional. And this brother was seeing Swami becoming so emotional. And he thought, see, I am not having any emotion. So let me also develop some emotion. So he started contorting his face in such a way as if he thought that he was bringing emotion into himself. He was bringing bhava to himself by the contortion of his face. And then after a few seconds, Swami was looking at him and probably with a with a smile on his face. What is this guy doing? Why is he contorting his face? And then Swami asked him, "What are you doing? Kya karta hai?" Saying, "Swami, I'm trying to get bhava to sing." And then Swami said, "This is not how you get bhava. You should have tears in your eyes when you have bhava." So this brother tried. He continued singing, and now he was desperately after getting the bhava. So while getting the water from the depths of his heart, he thought that water should flow from his eyes. He thought he could do that artificially. He was trying to get some tears from his eyes, and he desperately tried for a few minutes. Then he stopped and he told Swami, "Swami, nahi hota hai, Swami. Swami, I am not able to get it. What do I do, Swami?" Then Swami said, "One day when you love me, one day when you love the Lord, like how Meera loved Lord Krishna, tears will automatically flow from your eyes." So that is the communion with him that we should all look for. That is the bhava we should look for. We should love Swami so intensely that we don't have to try hard for, our heart to well over and tears to come from our eyes, because tears coming from the eyes automatically is just an indication of how, we are linked to our Lord. So that is the value of tears that come from our eyes. So bhava is something that has to come automatically. And let me tell you, see, we are all, I like to say that we are all on this path towards Swami, and at various stages of trying to reach Swami, trying to have our communion with Swami every time. And we are not constantly like a Mirabai or like a Radha, is it not? If we were, then Swami would have declared already that, I have found a devotee. So when Swami talks about devotees, he still talks about a Mira, he still talks about a Radha, he talks about a Tyagaraja, he talks about an Annamaya, Tukaram. So we are all on the way. So in any bhajan session, even if we are praying, we are attending a bhajan, if we are able to automatically get some tears and shed them for Swami, those are truly blessed moments, brothers and sisters. Let me tell you, because those moments truly reflect that, our hearts are connected to Swami. And that is the effortless way that music can help us maintain this communion with Swami. One thing about bhajans, about music. So when I'm talking about music, when I'm saying bhajan, I'm using them interchangeably, because when I talk about music here, it is Sai bhajans that I talk about. So um, when we sing bhajans, it is not as important that the bhajan we do is not as important as what the bhajan does to us. You know, it's a very subtle difference. See, the bhajan we do is we are looking at the raga and tala, and we are thinking how we are going to render music to Swami. So that part is what we do to the bhajan. But it is more important what the bhajan does to us. Is that bhava innate in us? Is that coming out? So that is very important. What the bhajan does to us is very important. As some of the brothers who were there in this group, I think were there when Swami told them. It is such a beautiful lesson which I don't mind repeating so often. Swami said, whatever kind of sadhana you're doing a seva, you're doing a bhajan, or you're doing anything. Swami asked one simple question: Yemaina marpo chinda? Has it made any difference in your life? Has it changed you in any way? So when we talk about what has the bhajan done to you, has there been any difference to you because of singing bhajans? I think that is the most important question we should ask of ourselves, whether we are doing bhajans or whether we're doing seva or any other kind of sadhana. Because you're all part of the national leadership program, and you all know that for a leader to be and then to do, these are the most important things before we can start speaking to others. To be and to do. Are we reflecting? Cheppinattu chestara, Swami said. So are we actually doing? Are we reflecting what we are supposed to speak? So that is the most important part. So similarly in bhajans, there are some people who ask me and some other bhajan singing brothers that I go and attend bhajans regularly. I want some others. I want my friends to attend bhajans. So how do I make them? I want to pull them for bhajans. No, you don't pull anybody to bhajans. You can ask them. If they're interested, they will come. But most importantly, if our friends or family, if they find that by attending bhajans, the bhajans have done something to us to make us seem like better human beings. If they see the change in us, they will automatically change and they will attend bhajans. So it is not for us to pull people for bhajans forcibly. So, ఏమైనా మార్పు వచ్చిందా? If the bhajans that we attend has made any difference in our lives, and if that is perceptible to people around us, they will automatically do it. So this will all come if, so this So this aspect of bhava, when I talk about singing, it is not just for people who are leading the bhajans. The people who are leading the bhajans are such a minority among us. They're probably a 0.0001%. Most of us are only following the bhajans. So it is equally important that those who are following the bhajans also do it with bhava, with that prayer to Swami to do what? For merger with the divine. That is going to be our watchword. So now this gift of Swami to us, that is Sai Bhajans, we like to call it as one of his big, beautiful gifts that he has given us. What does Swami say about devotional singing, which I will liken, like I said, I will liken it to Sai Bhajans. If I want to, if I have to tell you why Sai Bhajans we feel is the pinnacle of devotional singing, then, some of us do these bhajan workshops where we go about that. So that again is not in the purview of this, but that is so. Sai Bhajans is truly the pinnacle of devotional singing for so many reasons. And what does Swami have to say about this? He says, the purpose of this type of loud congregational prayers is different from the silent individual prayers. So all the other sadhanas that we can do that will help us reach Swami, like you can do your meditation, you can do your sadhana, you can do your recitation of mantra, you can sit in silence, you can pray in your prayer hall, etc. All that will help that 1%. So as Swami has very humorously said sometimes, he said that as is the food that we take, that would be the belch we get. And similarly, he was once joking and saying that if you eat food, the person next to you is not going to get the belch. It is you who is going to get. So that those are the kind of sadhanas that you do and you get, individual transformation is very important. So that sadhana will help you. And then Swami says, devotional singing is a joint, concerted, and mutually helpful effort of spiritual practice to overcome the 6 internal foes of man. So, the prayer through our singing is for merger with the divine. And what is the path to do it? It is to get rid of these 6 internal foes of man: lust, anger, greed, attachment, conceit, and hatred. And Swami says, Swami makes it so beautiful for us that if we just visualize the example that Swami, these concepts so beautifully sink into our heart so that, we can practice. And Swami says, these nocturnal birds, they infest the tree of life and foul the heart where they build their nests. These nocturnal birds, Swami is talking about these Arishad Vargas, the 6 foes of man. When we sing aloud the glory of God, the heart is illumined, because Swami says these nocturnal birds, they're the dark forces. So the heart is illumined, and these nocturnal birds cannot bear the light. Besides, the voice that rises from many throats frightens them and they fly away. Now, that is how important congregational singing or Sai Bhajans, community singing, when we are all singing together in unison and praying for merger with the divine, when we do it in a loud, throated manner, this is what happens. All the Arishad Vargas that are there within us will tend to disappear from us if we do it with bhava. And Swami's, he made sure that when you're doing a particular sadhana, you do it according to the merits that that particular sadhana deserves. So there is this professor of ours who used to sit in the bhajan hall in those days when we would have bhajans in the bhajan hall. Swami sitting so beautifully on the throne up there, and bhajans are going on in full vigor. And there was this professor who would sit just behind the bhajan boys, and he would be, ramrod straight, and he would be deep in meditation. And while that was a very good example for how one should meditate, Swami one day came before bhajans, and then he pulled him up and said, "Hey, professor, you're doing meditation, that is a very good sadhana. But during bhajans, you should open your throat and sing loudly. It was like a loud kind of a message to this professor from across many students. And it was a lesson for all of us, where Swami is saying that during bhajan, I want you to open your voice, sing loudly. Swami always says that we have all fallen into this well of samsara, and unless you sing loudly and call out to me, I am not going able to hear your prayers and come to your rescue. That also Swami has said. So this warning that he gave to the professor only meant that every sadhana has a place. Samayam and Sandarbham, Swami says. So yes, meditation is a sadhana that Swami has said we should do, but there is a place where we should do it. And when it comes to devotional, congregational singing, where we are trying to get rid of our vices and praying to Swami, we should do it full-throated. And this is the example that Swami gave by speaking to this professor. So I'll just sing a bhajan at this juncture. I'm sorry, because of this online session, we cannot really have this in real time, lead and follow, but I will sing every line twice. So wherever you are, please do follow, and let us sing this bhajan together. Jaya Ma Anandamayi Janani, Jaya Ma Anandamayi Janani, सबको कृपा करो जननी, सबको कृपा करो जननी, भक्त जनों के मंगल करिने, भक्त जनों के मंगल करिने, मंगल करो जननी, मां मंगल करो जननी, तुम हो प्रेमदायिनी मां, तुम हो प्रेमदायिनी, सबको कृपा करो जननी, सबको कृपा करो जननी, जय मां आनंदमयी जननी. Our beloved, if you pray to him from our heart, saying, Kripa Karo, your lovely Mother Sai. Yeah, the magic of Sai Bhajans is, you cannot fathom it. It's that beautiful. Okay, so what does Sankirtana do to us? As part of our spiritual practice, some of these points are already touched now. Just to kind of summarize, what Sankirtana does to us is, it is for a common good. It is for everybody's benefit, not just one person who is probably leading the bhajan. Everybody gets involved. Everybody gets benefited. Then Swami says another very beautiful thing. He says, it purifies the atmosphere, the physical atmosphere around us. Bhajans purifies it. Swami, in fact, likened Sai Bhajans to antibiotics. He said, if the atmosphere around you, the mental atmosphere and the physical atmosphere, if it is polluted, Sai Bhajans are like antibiotics that can cure and that can purify the atmosphere. And this is like a continuum, right? So if the atmosphere is pure, then you have the clouds that give us pure rain. And then Swami says that leads to crops that are good, and we consume those crops. And so, as Swami says, food is the basis for our mind. And if we eat food that is good and pure, our minds will be pure. Once our minds are pure, the atmosphere is pure, and then that is a continuum which goes. So no, this is the purity of the atmosphere and purity of the mind continuum, so to say. So that is another benefit, and this helps us to develop unity. Yes, we are all singing together. As Swami says, when we are going to together in a fleet of cars towards Puttaparthi, and there are no street lights on the way, and suppose your headlights go off, there are other cars that are there along with you whose headlights are on, and based on that, you can go along with the other cars and reach the eventual destination, Prashanti Nilayam. So that is the benefit. That is the unity. Once you're together, this helps us to reach. This helps us to reach Divine Master. And Swami also says that it is like lighting a lamp. When you sing together, it is like lighting a lamp at the threshold of the house. In the earlier days, when there were no street lamps, a lamp would be lit and kept at the threshold. So which not only benefits the owner of the house to come in and out, but because it is at the corner of the house and near the street, so the people who are walking on the road, it benefits them also to see clearly. So this is a kind of unity that can develop through Sankirtana, through Sai Bhajans. We always end our bhajans with Samastha Lokah Sukhino Bhavanthu. There cannot be a more more unifying prayer that we can all say. So that is another thing about unity. And of course, there is no discrimination in today's world, where we find discrimination of all kinds based on you name it, you name the bracket, and you would have discrimination based on that. And Swami made a point that we must sing Sarvadharma bhajans, for example, so that everybody who follows any religion of their choice can become a better person of that religion. That is the other unifying the thing that Swami had brought in through Sai Bhajans. And then Sai Bhajans bestows peace on us. And see, this is not something that is theoretical. If we attend bhajans and sing, we just sit there with nothing going on in our minds about what happened before bhajans, and nothing going on in our minds about what is going to happen after bhajans. Because many times, like I said, we are all on the path towards Swami, and no one is exempt from this common mistake, that when the bhajans are going on, and we are probably 15-20 minutes into the bhajans, we are thinking about, oh, bhajans are going to end at 6 p.m. So 6:15 p.m. I have this meeting, 7 o'clock I have to go there, 8 o'clock I go here. So that when we are doing that, we are totally losing the perspective that we are supposed to have during bhajans. And the whole idea is to concentrate on Swami during bhajans. And we would be totally losing it if we are thinking of other things that have happened before bhajans. If you have had a bad day at home or at office, we come here and throw everything at Swami's feet and say, Swami, I'm offering everything at your feet, and I am praying to you for your grace. And that is all which should be. We should not dwell upon what has happened in the office before, or who has said what, etc. Think only about Swami. If we do that, if we do not dwell on the past or on the future that is going to happen after bhajan, only think of our beloved sweet Lord Swami and pray to him during bhajans, end of the bhajans, we are going to be bestowed with peace. Peace is something that every man seeks, is it not? And every time we are able to get some amount of peace, that's why Swami says at the end of a bhajan session, go quietly. Immediately after bhajan, don't start chit-chatting about this or that. At least for a few moments, go out in silence. Enjoy the peace that the session has bestowed upon you. If any of us have not tried this, I think we have to try this. I think it is a practical example of what bhajans can do for us. As long as during the bhajan session, we are concentrating on Swami's beautiful form. And if it's a Rama bhajan, think of Swami as Rama, as Krishna, just a beloved Lord Swami. We are so lucky that we have, images and videos of Swami are plenty. If you just think of Swami going, sorry, if you just think of Swami in his beautiful form, that alone is going to, bestow so much peace on us. And that is, I think, one of the greatest immediate effects that a bhajan can have. And if we are able to do, continuity and regularity, something that we must as part of any sadhana. Similarly with bhajan singing, if we are able to do it continuously and regularly, and if we are able to get these moments or minutes, or for some people, it may continue for a few hours if you're blessed enough. If we can do that regularly, we are only going to increase the moments of peace that this spiritual practice bestows upon us. Yeah. So those are some of the um, things that this congregational singing can bestow upon us. Now, coming to music is divine and how it has helped me personally to maintain my communion with Swami. I think initially itself, it has been mentioned about how I came to Swami as a little child, and on the very first day that I joined school, Swami asked me to sing a bhajan. And so, the question that arises is, how does Swami know? How does Swami know anything? Because Swami is all-knowing. And, he has time and again, proven to us, even in fact, before that incident happened where Swami asked me to sing a bhajan on the first day in OT school, how did he know that I had learnt a few bhajans just the previous year in my samiti, which my father had taught me? And when we were going towards OT, when my mother whispered to Swami something, whispered to father saying, why is Swami speaking to us in Kannada when he knows we speak Tamil at home? Swami, who was somewhere inside, comes back and speaks to my mother in Tamil after coming out. How does he know these things? Because that is Swami. He is our all-knowing Lord. And like this, there are so many incidents where, he has shown his omnipresence. Coming to bhajan sessions, we used to have Saturday bhajan sessions at our home. And this part, I didn't know it had happened at home because I was in hostel. And mother had asked my sister that, when we sit for bhajans at home, you must sit as if you're sitting in the mandir. So, wash your face, apply vibhuti, comb your hair. And my sister was apparently on one such instance. She was not very happy doing it for some reason. And she had protested to my mother. And when we got an interview in Puttaparthi, and then Swami looks at my sister and very pointedly says, when mother asks you to comb your hair and sit for bhajans, you must obey her. So this is where Swami is, yet mad bhakta yatra gayantri, wherever you chant his name with devotion in your heart, he is there. Swami is there. There is this beautiful saying that I have read even behind cars, with Swami's photograph, and it says behind even auto rickshaws here in Puttaparthi, it says, when you look to me, I look to you. So someone was, we were having this discussion saying, so only when we look at Swami, Swami looks at us. Swami is looking at us all the time. Our omnipresent Lord is looking at all the time. But only if we look at him, we can see that he is looking at us. So that is the meaning of, you look to me and I look to you. So this omnipresent Lord, how does he know anything? Because he is all knowing. And, I had joined after finishing 5th standard in Ooty, some of us who were in English medium joined the Ishwaramma High School at Puttaparthi. There was no English medium, and our loving Lord, listening to the prayers of our parents, come down saying the Ooty school is closed. Swami, please, we want our children to continue studying here. And Swami had asked the Ishwaramma High School to have an English section for our class, our 6th standard. And there were some competitions in 6th standard, some sports and music, etc. So there was some singing competition, and I had won the prize for the singing competition in my 6th standard. And our principal sir then was the late Shri Ammanna Shastri Garu. So he, on the prize distribution day, he gave me my certificate. And then after he sat down, he somehow called me back for some reason. Probably the bhajan or the bhajan that I had sung had appealed to him. And from his, he was our principal, and he, from his pocket, he removed an ink pen. In those days, a hero ink pen was a very coveted thing. And he took this pen and he gave it to me and said, "This is my prize to you." I was very happy that I got an ink pen. That evening, when we were sitting for darshan, so Swami came around, and then he came to this place where some of the school children were sitting. Then he asked who won prizes, and then some of us who had won prizes, we all lifted our hands. We were little children then. We all lifted our hands, eagerly answering Swami. And then Swami was saying, "Very good, very good, very good." And then he looked at me and said, "Pen kuda vachindi," he said. And then he walked by, gave me a very beautiful smile and walked past. How does Swami know? So, how does Swami know anything? Because he is our omnipresent, he is our omniscient Lord. Yeah, so in 1983, Swami had come to the hostel. And when he came to the hostel, I was given the opportunity to sing a song before him. The elder brothers were very kind, and they said, when Swami was sitting on the jhula, we used to have this beautiful tamarind tree, and in the quadrangle of our hostel, and below that would be a jhula kept for Swami. And then Swami would come there and sit on the jhula, and all the boys, we would all sit in the quadrangle around Swami, and we would sing, and Swami would speak. Those lovely times. So they had allowed me to sing one song, and this is what I had sung to Swami. तो कितनी अच्छी है, तो कितनी भोली है, प्यारी प्यारी है ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, साई माँ। ये जो दुनिया है, ये वन है कांटों का, तू फुलवारी है ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, साई माँ। अपना नहीं तुझे सुख दुख कोई, अपना नहीं तुझे सुख दुख कोई। मैं मुस्काया तू मुस्काई, मैं रोया तू रोई। मेरे हंसने पे, मेरे रोने पे तू बलिहारी है ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, साई माँ. And this next paragraph was something that, a lot of us kids, we feel this when you're away from your mother. You pine for your mother. It's something that all children do. And with Swami being there in the hostel when we are physically away from our mother, and we see our sweet, loving mother sitting in front of us, just imagine the scene, and how much more beautiful we can bring a bhava, out from these lines. माँ बच्चों की जान होती है, माँ बच्चों की जान होती है, वो होते हैं किस्मत वाले जिनकी माँ होती है। तो कितनी सुंदर है, तो कितनी शीतल है, न्यारी न्यारी है ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, साई माँ. So this was the song, and whether it is the elder brothers or whether it was us, little children sitting around him, schoolboys who were sitting around him. This was a, prayer from the heart. वो होते हैं किस्मत वाले जिनकी माँ होती है. You know, when you're physically separated from your mother, but we have Swami with us. What greater mother, what, kinder, what more loving mother can one have? And if you just imagine the scene and all her, the Divine Mother's children sitting around and singing. So I was told by my elder brothers that as I was closing my eyes and singing this, Swami was very, very intently looking at me. And then bhajans happened after that. And I got a chance to sing a bhajan. He Nandalala, he Brajapala. So I sang this, and this loving mother, listening to the prayer of a child. The next day, he called my elder brothers and asked for me, saying, where is that little boy who sang in the hostel yesterday? I was not well. I was not in the mandir that day. They came and called me. And so next day I went and sat in the mandir behind the brothers who sang bhajans. And during bhajan, Swami called me up to the throne and he said, sing the bhajan that you sang yesterday in the hostel. And then I sang He Nandalala. So this was how I started singing in the Prashanti Mandir in my 8th standard. And this was the response of a loving mother to the prayer of a child who was physically separated from mother, but everyone together in the hostel had found, their mother in Sai Ma. So this was the love of Sai Ma, and he showered so many loving experiences as a mother. But as a student, it is not just that. So even around music, with my communication with Swami, so this love was there. And definitely, if you make mistakes, you are told off by the strict disciplinarian father that also Swami was. And so a few months later, after I started singing in the mandir, because of my indiscipline or naughtiness or whatever you would call it, Swami had stopped me from singing. And then Swami taught me a lesson. And when he, so lovingly, the loving mother again, where his love always overpowers the strictness, but he ensures that, we learn our lesson, where he told me that I was talking too much. And that is why he had stopped me from singing. So this was the loving mother and the equally loving father. Because where would we be in life if we didn't learn our lessons that, our loving Sai Pita teaches us? So this is another incident I thought I would share with you. The year after that, I used to get frequent throat infections. And my tonsils would get inflamed, and we had gone to Chennai and seen a doctor who said that my tonsils would have to get removed. And parents said that, Swami has to approve the surgery, and then only, I could have the surgery. So one day I was sitting there and I told Swami when he came around for darshan, I said, Swami, because of these frequent throat infections, the doctor says that I have to get my tonsils removed. Swami stopped and he said, oh, your tonsils have to get removed. Cheyochu, he said in Telugu, and I translate. He says, yes, you can get it done, but after that, whether you can sing or not, I don't know. And that literally struck me like a ton of bricks, because my meaning was, over here was, being with Swami and the additional blessing of singing for Swami. And I thought, oh my God, if this is going to happen, what? Because Swami said then he had started walking. And, I have this 1,000 thoughts going around now. Is that a yes or is that a no? I had no clue. He walked a few steps, turned back, looked at me so lovingly, and he said, Sere aipotundi. You will be fine. And I was relieved, which meant no surgery. And Swami has said, Sere aipotundi. And, this is Sai, the protector that he has always been. Whereas, another brother who wanted to have a similar tonsils operation, when he asked Swami said, yes, go have your tonsil surgery. And as Swami would, have fun with all of us, Swami said, go have your tonsil surgery, take rest. At least I need not hear your voice for 1 week. Go take rest and don't sing for 1 week. Take rest. And this is how Swami told another brother. And whereas me, he said, he indicated and said, no surgery, and said, I will be okay. And yes, I have been okay. I did not have the surgery, and my tonsils have not been inflamed. I didn't have this tonsillitis problem after that. There is a very interesting concept of information versus transformation, because everything that we get by reading Swami's literature, or by listening to satsang, or by any other means, what we gather is information. And Swami would always tell all of us, students, he said, Naku information kaadu, Naku transformation kavali. Now, I want transformation. So, whether it is any kind of sadhana, like I said, Milo Yemena Chinda, has bhajan singing has done anything to us? Has it changed us in any way? Has it transformed us? So we would all, the question arises, what is transformation then? So, in fact, in 1987, in one of the Dashera discourses, Swami, in his public discourse, Swami said that there are so many of you who think, we can ourselves, the fact that you have been coming to Swami and you have been coming to Prashanti Nilayam for many years. Many years does not matter. How many years you have been coming to Swami does not matter. I want transformation. Swami said openly to everybody, have you had transformation in your life? That is more important for me than all the number of years that you have been coming to see me. So now this is again going back to the concept of who is a devotee, Mad Bhakta Yatra Gayanti, and Swami says that my devotee should sing. Transformation is something that Swami wanted all of us to undergo. That is a metamorphosis that must happen with us in the company of Swami. In the company of Swami, and all the lessons that he has taught us, whether we have directly received those messages, or whether we hear them through satsangs, or we read Swami's literature, all this must lead to transformation. So in 1999, once we were there in a Trai session, we had gone from here. So in that Trai session, Swami was talking about a transformation, and Swami said transformation happens at 3 levels. He was talking about a societal transformation, an individual transformation, and the Swami spoke about spiritual transformation. And he said the most important thing is spiritual transformation. And Swami went on to say, see, this transformation is what Sai stands for. Sai is SAI. Swami says S is for spiritual, A is for association, that is societal transformation, and I is for the individual transformation. And Swami, while defining what spiritual transformation is, this is what Swami said. He mentioned, these are the points. If we can just think about these points so seriously in our lives, I think, and then put it into practice eventually, it will do a whole lot of good to all of us in our lives. See this, how very simply, as Swami says, puts it to us. He says, how do you know that you are undergoing spiritual transformation? You feel that, yes, I'm listening to Swami's words, I'm listening to his discourses, I'm listening to his stories, I have read his literature, I've read the Vahinis. But how do we know that we are undergoing transformation? Swami says, you will know you're being transformed if you are speaking the truth, if you are following dharma, if you are respecting others, if you are loving your parents, and if you're taking a vow to serve others. Isn't this such a beautiful lesson that Swami has given us? Saying that, how do we know we are getting transformed from within? If we find that, we are speaking the truth more often than not, if you're doing dharma more often than not, if we are respecting others more often than not, if we love our parents, and if we start taking a vow that we are going to serve others, if you're going to love others and serve others much more than we have been doing today, then we would know that we are on the path to transformation. And this is something that comes through introspection. We don't look out for anybody else to tell us whether we are getting transformed. If we sit at the end of the day and question ourselves on this and say, have we done this, along with our night prayer where we ask Swami to forgive us for any mistakes that we have done during the day? This introspection, if we can ask Swami, have we done this? And if we get an answer, yes, we are on the way, then we are truly blessed. We had this incident which happened in the bhajan group in our midst. So we had this devotee who was sitting amongst us, amongst our students in the bhajan group, in the bhajan hall. And one day Swami came and sat in the bhajan hall before before the bhajan started. Swami looked at this person and asked, how is your mother? This person said, Swami, achhi hai. Mother is fine. Swami said, hey, how is your mother? Then, his confidence went a little low and he said, Swami, she is fine. He said, hey, Sach bolo, how is your mother? Then he said, Swami, she is not well. Then Swami said, why are you here? Swami, to sing bhajans for you. Then Swami said, leaving your sick mother at home, far away, you come here and you want to sing bhajans for me and you think that is going to please me? No. Go take care of your mother first. That is your duty. And Swami said this so sternly to that person. Yes, it was an individual, communication to him what to do. But all of us sitting around, definitely. First thing Swami said is, Sach bolo, tell me the truth. That your mother's unwell. Swami said, tell the truth. Then he said, do your duty, what it is. Go look after whom you're supposed to look after. That is your duty right now. Love your parents. And Swami said, your mother is ailing and you're not there with her. Do service. Serve your mother. Take care of her. Make her better. Speak the truth. Do your duty. Love your parents. Aren't these, simple things that Swami expects of us so that we become good human beings? And I thought that this was one incident that happened in our midst, which totally encompasses all these points that Swami spoke about, how we will know that we are being transformed truly. And Swami went on to say, see, unlike IAS, this Sai, which is the acronym for the transformation. So it's a spiritual association and individual, that is SAI. Unlike IAS, this is not a degree. This is something that you have to do for inner change, Swami said. You have to do this for your inner change, for your inner peace and inner life. That's what Swami concluded in Trai Vrindavan. He said, this is for your inner peace. So that isn't that again what we're looking for, like I said, during bhajans. As long as we are doing our duty, we are praying to him with bhava, and we will get that inner peace. Once we make sure, Malo marpu ochindi. If you can tell Swami, yes, Swami, idi chestunanu, and I am getting transformed, Swami. With your blessing, I will go faster, on this route that you want us to go. So how does Swami want us to pray? Then another incident related to something that Swami blessed me with. How must we pray to Swami for this transformation to happen? In 1985, for the 60th birthday drama, an English drama called Here and There is this one person who goes astray. He's a student from the college here in the drama. So the drama storyline is he goes home and then he gets into bad company, and then he is doing a lot of wrong stuff. And then there comes a point in time where the police are after him, and actually they're coming to apprehend him, and there is a fear that he's going to be thrown behind bars. And Swami said, told the director of the drama that at this point is where something should touch the student's heart so deeply and make him remember Swami, that it will lead to transformation of this boy. And the Swami said two things. Swami said, Mana bhajan pettamu, because they thought they will put some transformation song or something to happen in the background. Swami said, no, we will put our bhajan. And then Swami said, let us have a child voice singing that bhajan. Then Swami, no, he was so categorical that for transformation, to pray from the depth of our hearts, Sai Bhajan is one thing, and then a child's voice. Swami said, child's voice low, there is a lot of innocence. And because of the innocence, there is a direct connect with God. So Swami said, Idi rendu pette transformation vastundi. And I know for one that during this drama, my mother was sitting in the crowd in the Shantivedika stadium, and I sang this bhajan. I had a child's voice then. Swami had asked me to sing, and he had chosen this bhajan. Hey Ram, Bhagavan, Hey Ram, Bhagavan, He Karuna Sindhura, He Dina Bandhu Sai Ram, He Dina Bandhu Sai Ram. It was like there was a blind beggar and I'm his son and I'm holding his hand and we're walking across the stage and singing this bhajan. And this student who had gone astray is listening to this, and the moment he hears these lines, everything flashes back about, all that Swami has taught him, what he should be in life. And then he cries out saying, Swami! And, that used to be a very, very emotional scene. And my mother sitting in the public says that minute or so of the drama made almost everybody around her sob to Swami. When he cries Swami, everybody's heart went out to Swami saying, no, Swami, it is a prayer from the heart that went out, so deep from everybody. And a couple of lessons from this, that, the magic of Sai Bhajans, in which we can pray to him in any situation in life and pray to him with innocence from our heart. That is what Swami wanted when he said that I want a child's voice, because that conveys innocence. He wants us to pray to him with that bhava. How? With that childlike innocence. If we pray to Swami, he will definitely respond. And in the drama, it went on to say once, he truly repented for his mistakes, and then how Swami's grace is bestowed upon him, and then he eventually doesn't get apprehended, and then he gets saved. That's how the drama went. But that happened from that moment of transformation. Swami always used to tell us, as singers, he would come and say, are you a singer or are you a sinner? And that is so important for all of us, because Swami has also said, who is a singer? A singer is someone who takes you closer to Swami through his or her prayers, singing. And a sinner is one who takes you away from God. So when I was studying in Vrindavan, one of our brothers wanted to desperately sing in front of Swami. And in those days, Swami would directly give permission for anyone to sing in front of him. So this brother goes and tells Swami, Swami, naku oka chance kavali. What chance? Swami asked. He said, Swami, I want to sing for you. And Swami said, very lovingly, Swami said, Bangaru, Niku oka chance. Swami said, he said, Niku oka chance, kani bhajan paadadamu oka sadhana. Niku matram kadu, andariki sadhana. Swami made it so clear and very lovingly said that, see, it is not just your chance. Swami said it is a sadhana, not only for the person who is going to sing andariki sadhana. So it is for everybody else. Andike baga padali bangaru. That is why I want that, a person who's going to lead the bhajans, because it is not just that one person. It is a sadhana for everybody. So that is another beautiful lesson that the Swami taught us there in Vrindavan. And Yeah. So another when I was in my 11th standard and I had won a prize and I went up to take prize from Swami's divine hands. Before the prize distribution ceremony, I had sung the song "Jag mein sundar hai do naam." चाहे कृष्ण कहो या राम बोलो राम 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 बोलो श्याम श्याम श्याम. So when I went to take the prize from the divine hands, Swami pointed and said, Avirendu Niku prize. Ram, Bolo Sham. Swami was pointing out to the song that I had sung. So to Avirendu, Swami said, because Jagme Sundar hai do naam. He said, so he pointed out saying that no, whatever we might do in our life, whatever, getting a prize from Swami's divine hands is a blessing of a lifetime. But what is it that he truly wants us to get? What is the prize that he truly wants us to get is hold on to this Namasmarana. Ram, Sham, they are just representation of names. But Namasmarana, if we do, with Bhava, that is the true prize that he wants us to get in our lives. And like I said, it is not just for me that I had sung, it is not just for me. All of us, like I said, if we take his name with love, that is our prize indeed. So I think just a few pointers about since this is the leadership program and all of you are going through it. Few things that we have learned as some pointers, few points. I'm sure the more we think about it, the more number of points are going to come. I just wanted to point out two or three things that we had learned. When Swami, like I said, Swami used to earlier permit everybody who had to sing in mandir. So he would either listen to us in the hostel or somewhere and then give us permission, or when we would go and people would go and pray, and then Swami would directly say, yes, you can sing in the mandir or you can sing before me. And then after a few years, Swami gave the responsibility to whom he used to call music master. And that is the official title, so to say, that Swami had given. So if anybody would go and ask Swami, Swami, I want to sing bhajans before you, Swami would say, go and ask your music master. And very lovingly and teasingly, Swami would also call him as the mother-in-law. Because some people, he would say, go ask mother-in-law. Because Swami would joke saying that it is a little difficult to get any permission from your mother-in-law. So because Swami had very specific instructions to this music master that a certain criteria must be met so that everybody's sadhana can be done. So the moment Swami gave that responsibility to somebody else, he gave it to this music master, our teacher. From that day, anybody who would go to Swami, he would say, go and ask him. So once Swami had delegated that responsibility, Swami stuck by that, whoever would go. Then if you ask Swami, Swami would first ask, did you go to music master? Then they'll say, yes, Swami. What did he say? Swami, he is fine. Then Swami would approve. Now, this is such an important lesson for us, isn't it? That once we delegate it to somebody whom, of course, over years, Swami had seen what this music master is capable of. So once he found somebody is capable of something, he entrusted. So which means he trusted fully that person. And after that, Swami did not, get involved in that. So it is such a beautiful lesson in delegation, I felt. And this is for music master overall. So when I was studying in Vrindavan, and Swami does this in such a silent manner. Many times we don't even realize that he is doing it. So when I had reached the final year of my undergraduate program in Vrindavan, when we came here, we had some new boys who were singing for the not for the music program or bhajans. We had some dance and we were showing it to Swami live, and some of the boys were just singing for Swami. Then Swami saw them. Swami looked at me, and then when he was going after taking arati after the practice session, Swami called me and then very quietly asked me, "Vallu baga padutunnara?" In fact, Swami had heard them sing, but then, by Swami's grace, Swami knew that I had been singing for a few years. So Swami came up to me and in my final year, and then he said, "Vallu baga padutunnara." Initially you're taken aback and you think, what do you tell Swami? Swami knows and he has heard. And then I was like, Swami, he said, Cheppu, well, baga padutunnara. And, since we had gone through a rigorous selection kind of a criteria, I said, finally took the courage to tell Swami, yes, Swami. He said, Manchidi, and then went. So he blessed that. So what he does is unconsciously, once he knows that somebody is like our music master, after years of seeing him, he knows that that person is capable. Swami delegates and trusts that person fully. And another thing as a leader was Swami's complete involvement in any project. As students, we and as part of the bhajan group or drama groups, we love to quote Swami's total involvement in any music program or drama sessions. A countless number of times Swami would come to drama sessions. And this speciality of our divine leader is that when he would come for these drama sessions or music sessions, he would not just listen to the physical aspect of it. There is a mental and spiritual aspect of everything which Swami would deal with. So if we were doing a drama on Radha, he would tell us what is the inner significance of Radha, not just a story which involved her and Krishna and Rukmini and or some gopikas complaining to him about little Krishna. It's not just that. Swami would go into how much they loved just to teach us a lesson. So that is our special Lord. His complete involvement in all spheres, not just the physical sphere, the mental sphere, the spiritual sphere. He made sure that we learned everything around that drama or that program. He would listen to all the songs just to make sure that next day when we were singing for him outside, the rest of the public also would find it good enough. That was the level of involvement that Swami would have. And yeah, so another beautiful thing that Swami would do is, see, there are so many talented people. And one thing we saw very clearly is it is not merely talent. Initially I said, no, there is Yatra Gayanti, that is Gayanti is music, but Mat Bhakta Yatra Gayanti, that is to do with Bhava. So for Swami, the heart is equally important, not just the music part. So you have, so to say, enablers versus disruptors. Would put people as that. In the sense, enablers are those who have this talent that Swami himself has given, and they have the heart to convey it, in a nice way to Swami. And you had disruptors who are very talented, but probably they are not there yet in their heart. And we found so clearly that Swami would make a distinction about whom to say yes, whom to say no. Of course, Divine Master, he alone knows what is in people's heart. And but he made a very clear distinction about it is not just your talent that I want. So there are times when we have felt that we are very talented, and when the hostel boys have come and told us during practice sessions that, oh, you're blasting off in practice sessions. Blasting off is, a hostel usage of saying you're doing singing very well. And the next day in the mandir, we think, we are singing very well and we have sung very well. And Swami has just quietly got up and walked away. Those days, after every music program, he would call and give us Pad Namaskar. And there are occasions when he just quietly walked away when we have thought we have blasted off. You know, that is because during that program, we were disruptors. We were not truly enabling the bhava from our heart. So that is a very important distinction Swami made. The talent alone will not do. And of course, encouragement. As a leader, we are not just delegating to people. As our Sadguru, he's someone who takes care of our every step along the way. And he would provide us so much encouragement. Sometimes, because this loving Lord of ours, once we were about to give a program for the summer course in 1990 or 91. And Swami had come to the Brindavan College auditorium, and there is the basement and there's a room where Swami would sometimes speak to some of the guests. So we were practicing, and Swami sent word for us, the music group, saying that ask them to come. So we took the instruments and we ran to college to that room. We were sitting in the room, and along with Swami was P. Sushila Garu. The wonderful, gifted Sushila Magaru. She was sitting there with Swami, and Swami said, now boys are practicing, now you sing before her. And for us, singing before Swami is such a huge blessing. And now he is making us sing in front of Sushilamma Garu, and we were like tensed in a musical way. We were tensed. So we gave our best, and Swami was singing, "Ha, ee paata padandi, ha, now you sing, and he was so involved and so encouraging. And in fact, we had chosen one song which P. Sushilamma Garu had herself sung. And we finished singing that song, and we were wondering what's going to happen. And Swami looked at Sushilamma Garu and said, haven't they sung Enta baga padaru kada? Enta baga padaru ee paata? Nee paatane enta baga padaru. And Sushilamma Garu, obviously so loving, and she was full of praise and said, yes, Swami, మీ పిల్లలు చాలా బాగా పాడుతున్నారు. We knew that, trying to sing what Sushilamma Garu was singing was, we have no patch on that. But this is the kind of encouragement that Swami would give, call us before these, big artists, and then tell us that we were doing well. So this was something that Swami, as a divine leader, if you have to look at what an example Swami himself is, this divine leader of ours. We have nowhere else to turn. We need no one else to turn to, is it not? To learn our lessons, to do what we need to do in life, so that we become transformed human beings in the respect that Swami wanted us to be. So I will just conclude by saying that we should never forget that bhajan singing as a spiritual practice, as a sadhana that we all undertake, it is not merely music. It is not just raga and tala. Like Swami said, 15 minutes only, give an hour to speak about bhava. We need bhava in our spiritual practice, without which it is not a spiritual practice. And what are we praying for? As Swami had said, we are praying through this spiritual practice for merger with the divine. Let that be the top of our hearts whenever we are offering this sadhana to us. Like I say, whichever side of the microphone we are, let it be our offering to Swami as this sadhana. And we will end with one bhajan. सदा निरंतर हरि गुण गाओ, निरंतर हरि गुण गाओ, प्रेम भक्ति से भजन सुनाओ, प्रेम भक्ति से भजन सुनाओ, सदा निरंतर हरि गुण गाओ, सदा निरंतर हरि गुण गाओ, साईनाथ के चरणों में आओ, साईनाथ के चरणों में आओ, मन मंदिर में दीप जलाओ, मन मंदिर में दीप जलाओ, जीवन नैया पार लगाओ, जीवन नैया पार लगाओ, सदा निरंतर हरि गुण गाओ. Sai Ram, thank you very much for this opportunity to think about our beloved Lord. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram sir, thank you very much for sharing with us all how Sai Bhajans are definitely the strength and sanctuary, not just in life, but also especially in our role of leadership. Now that our hearts are saturated with the bhava of love and devotion, with your permission, we'll invite the participants to ask a couple of questions. I would request the participants to quickly unmute yourself. We'll take the first couple of questions that we have. I don't see any raised hands. I request you to quickly raise your hands and ask any questions if you have. In the meanwhile, sir, I'd like to invite Sister Shruti from Tamil Nadu. Sister, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Sai Ram, am I audible, Sai Ram?
Yes, sister, you are. Please go ahead.
Sai Ram, brother, I'm Shruti. Brother, when you said about Bhava, so I do go to Mandir for bhajan singing, and I'm not that much good singer, but I try my level best to offer my devotion to Swami. But recently, I don't know why, I feel that whenever I go and sit in bhajan, I feel I'm completely disconnected, or I feel like there is no emotion left inside me. I feel like I'm unable to convey whatever devotion or love I have for Swami through bhajan. So I just wanted to know, like, is it some sort of fault from my side, or what can be done from my side?
Yeah. It's a very nice question, in the sense that I'm sure a lot of us go through this phase. Sometimes it may last some days. Sometimes it may be just that one session. This is a question that Saint Tyagaraja also had asked. That Nalo Bhakti Leda, Nilo Shakti Leda. And then he concludes saying that Rama, obviously you have Shakti, you're all powerful. So it is something that I need to work on. That is what Saint Tyagaraja has said. So not to dispute what this great master devotee singer had done. I think we, like I said, we carry some of our baggage from what has happened before to when we go to a bhajan session. So what becomes very, very important is to disconnect from what has happened before the bhajan session, and to concentrate only on Swami. And as Swami says, what the monkey mind is, it wavers. It does waver. And so when Swami gave the perfect example of a stick around which this monkey is. So if the monkey is let loose, it is all over the place. Whereas Swami said that stick of Namasmarana is something that tethers, that keeps the monkey at least to one small area around it. So this mind is going to waver. It happens to everybody. So if we are not, like I was mentioning, we are already a Tyagaraja, or we are already a Meera. So our effort has to be a very conscious one initially. So every time we find that we are disconnected, we have to connect back. And I think the easiest way to connect, to bring bhava into this thing, is imagine our sweet Lord's face. I think imagine him sitting there in the altar in front of you. If you have a throne, or in the altar, or if you have Swami's photo there, just imagine Swami there smiling at you. I think you need nothing better to connect with Swami instantly, because such a sweet, beautiful, loving smile that Swami has. Just imagine that. You can always, we talk about forming a story for a bhajan, to make sure, if you're talking about Krishna and Gopikas and Gopala, think about, you are participating in that. You're going along with Lord Krishna. You're frolicking with Lord Krishna. You're getting the bliss of him playing the flute for you. Now, these are all various methods, but basically what it is bring the mind back. And that is an effort that has to be a conscious effort. We can't wait for something to happen automatically and think that, one day it will come back. One day I'll feel connected. Probably not. According to what I think is, because we've all gone through this phase of feeling disconnected, and the only way is to say, "Oh Manasa, come back, come back, come back," and tether to the Namasmarana and make a story around that, or just imagine Swami as Lord Rama or loving mother or Krishna. So keep doing this. Have these images in your mind. You'll find that connect coming back to Swami.
Thank you very much, sir. There are two questions in the chat that I'd like to club and ask you. The question is that how can we maintain the raga or the tune while singing when we are overcome by bhava, or when we have tears in our eyes? And the follow-up question to that, sir, is can you please give us some tips as to how we can improve our voice quality and offer better bhajans at Swami's speed?
Okay. I think as students, we have anybody who would over emote in front of Swami. Swami very lovingly and funnily call it as hysteria. Somebody who would cry out and wail and things like that. No, so that is something we have heard Swami saying so many times, that this overaction, overreaction is something that got ingrained in all of us. So this aspect of bhava, when Swami asked us to practice every bhajan 100 times, I don't know if physically we have been able to do that, but that is something that Swami wanted us to do, so that we get the raga out of the way, we get the tala out of the way. You're not concentrating on the technicalities of the bhajan anymore. You get the words out of the way. So you have by-hearted the words, the tune, the standardized tune, it, the beat is out of the way, first speed is going to be this, second speed is going to be this. Then you think about the meaning, then the 75 times, then the meaning is inside you. And then by the time you finished your 100 times of practice, Swami said, God is going to manifest in front of you. That is what Swami says you can do with practice. So emotion and emotion and devotion, two different things. And because as a lead singer, I would say as a lead singer, it is as much a responsibility, because Swami, that is one thing I did not say, because Swami said that when you are praying, when Swami told that brother in Vrindavan, saying that it is a sadhana not just for you, it is for everybody. But that is why you should sing well, because it is a sadhana. So it is a huge responsibility, because Swami wants the singers to be a conduit, a pure conduit through which prayers of devotees can reach him. So when we have that responsibility, we have to bring the emotion in such a way that it is not flowing tears when you're leading the bhajan, but you're conveying it. See, when I don't know, it must have happened to so many of you, like it has happened to us here. We are listening to a very simple bhajan. We are trying to follow. Unknowingly, there are tears. And we are not sobbing. I'm not talking about sobbing and crying. These are just tears that just flow like that, and which don't hinder physically your singing. So there is a difference between this hysteria kind of sobbing, kind of crying, which is a display of emotion, versus bhava, which just comes out as silent tears from the eyes. So that's the distinction, and how it is more important for somebody who's leading to have a control on the emotion aspect of it. And as far as bhajan singing is concerned, voice culture, I think that is another beauty of Sai Bhajan, that if all of us are not we don't become stage singers to give performances. What Sai Bhajans Swami has done is he's made it so simple that many of us can start singing bhajans, can even start leading bhajans without great musical because that is implicit in beauty of Sai Bhajans. So you don't have to be a vidwan and a learned musician in order to sing Sai Bhajans. You can just have voice culture. Having a good voice along with the basics of Shruti and Tala that is good enough for Swami's bhajans. And I'm not even bringing bhava, because the question only revolves around how do I improve my voice. So I think basic voice culture lessons are available everywhere. If you learn from a Carnatic guru, there are some very basic lessons. You don't even have to go to the advanced lessons, because all you have to do is learn how to stay on notes. If there's even a Sarigama Padanisa on any raga of your choice, if you can stick one note, sa, re, gama, stick to notes, that will give stability to the voice, and that will allow you to develop good shruti also. And we say that in the mornings, if you get up and you want to do voice culture, it is better to sing on the lower tones, and sing the higher notes in the evenings. Because if you sing the lower notes in the early morning, that is when your voice is not opened up. So it allows you to sing the lower notes, and it gives a little more, what shall I say, a more cultured this thing to your tone, the cultured tone to the voice. That is what a morning practice will do. And when we say we do bass practice, even day before yesterday, one of the students came up to me and said, I've been doing bass practice vigorously, sir, for 3 days. Now my throat is paining. So that is what will happen if you do vigorous bass practice in the morning. I think we should find our thresholds. But yes, bass practice in the morning, high notes in the evening. Take any raga of your choice, stay on notes, and I think that will be good enough to have good voice culture.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure all of us have a lot many more questions to ask, but I request all of you to please send it in the format that we have shared earlier to your SYCs. We'll forward it to sir, and sir, we request you to please send back the answers to us so that we can share it back to the participants. I now request convener sir, Dr. Gopi Krishna Pradipla sir, to please come and give the closing remarks. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, everybody. There was so much of bhavam, ragam, talam today. I don't think I should speak anything this evening. I just want to thank Brother Ravi. I have seen him right from my early days also, singing in Prashantanilayam. And what a wonderful session this has been. And it clearly depicts to all of us. He has pinned it very beautifully that Sai Bina Raha na Jaaye. This entire episode with Brother Ravi, which is titled Sai Bina Raha na Jaaye. Those tips, those wonderful sessions, those directions from Swami, I think this is what we'll all carry with us today. And I'm sure that many of you who are here will start singing now after hearing Ravi brother. And he says there's no need of any composite knowledge of musical singing. You have bhavam, ragam, talam will come automatically. And that is the most important thing. Thank you, Brother Ravi. And with these few words, I would now hand over the session to Swati. Swati, please take it over.
Offering my pranams and thanks to Swami for connecting us all through his love. Thank you, Gopi Uncle. On behalf of the entire team of Sri Sathya Sai National Leadership Program for Self-Transformation and everyone present, I take this opportunity to offer our heartfelt thanks to Brother Ravi Kumar for this soulful satsang, connecting each of us to this divine music channel, Sai Bhajans. We will hold more dear your experiences that reassures each of us that our indweller is Swami, and how you simplify the understanding of bhava, that namasmarana is a bore well drilling the feeling from within. You shared with us the inquiry to initiate within us, to ask ourselves as to what the seva does to us. Is it leading to our transformation? This inquiry will lead us to ask ourselves if we're being and doing as we speak and being truthful. You have filled our eyes and hearts with your bhava towards Swami. We vow to be on the path of SAI transformation. Thank you, Brother Ravi Kumar, for your time this evening. Our gratitude to Gopi Uncle, without whose tireless efforts and round-the-clock guidance, none of this would have been possible. Kudos and thanks to the entire team of Satsangatve Nissangatvam for their efforts and dedication. Also to Sister Deepika for that wonderful introduction. Towards a stronger Sai Seva Sadhana Saga soaked in our bhava and his love. because Sai Bina Raha na Jaaye. Thank you. May we now close with Samastha Lokah, please. Jai Sai Ram.
समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ